Today I've decided to read a plog called Consequences. Ah, majority on this planet, especially the West, and those under its programming, cannot see any consequences for going against God or divine. What you cannot see cannot hurt you. They only know of consequences of going against the evil system in place here. Funny, 'cause the consequence of going against divine and going with the system is the hell that is their life. No real happiness, but real ever increasing diseases, disappointments, war, pain, and torture. A reality in the right here, right now. No waiting required for the hells after death. God, that is really, really powerful. I wanted to read this plog because I think it's like one of the most important things that beings should remember. And that's like, if you have to think about, like, if you do a certain action, what consequence are you gonna get? Like, what consequence are you gonna receive if you do a certain action? Like, if you ride bicycles all your life and you bend, you're constantly in that kind of position, then you get the consequence of, getting, bad, bad posture, you know, um, spinal cord problems and things like that. And that's just like a simple thing that people don't even think about. And before coming here, one didn't think much about consequences because one just, you know, didn't have that perspective of, if I do this, then it's gonna harm me in a certain way. But when coming across P, like, and he explained, like, your actions have consequences. And if you do a certain thing, then you're gonna get the result of that. So if you do like a good, if you do things aligned with, the multiversal laws, then you will get a positive consequence to that. But if you go against multiversal laws, then you would see that, all the hellish things that you can see on the earth right now, where you have people that, they don't eat the right things, they don't have the right body etiquette or any of those things, so they get the consequences of that by, through diseases, like he said, through diseases and war, pain, and tortures, because people have that disconnect from divine. And like he said, like, what you cannot see cannot hurt you. And in this case, like when people say like ignorance is bliss, but it's really not, because if you don't move towards divine, move towards the axis, like P, the axis, then, or if you don't move towards the truth or want to, find out what the truth is, then you're gonna, always fall for the deception and always, find yourself in a hellish situation. And yeah, like how he said that, people only know the consequences of the system, and everyone can relate to that, because when one was back home, one was like really afraid of breaking the laws, or just getting in trouble with the with the system. And after coming across P, and he said that those laws don't even matter, like, one was so relieved, because the laws are really so stupid. And when he explained that, like, a multiversal law is, treating the body right, and something as simple as that. And yeah, he's really kind to actually show beings how to, become more aligned with the multiversal law, so that they don't have to, experience any kind of pain or torture. And like when he said that no waiting is required for like hells after death, it's because, like, that's like a beautiful point, because, like, hell is on earth right now, and people would say, well, no, it's not, because this or that. But if you're actually really looking at, you know, looking at your situation, which is actually not hard to do because like there's, hellish situations all around from, floods and fires and, tsunamis, earthquakes, all these things. And, it's crazy that some beings actually don't even, they don't even see that as a sign of, something needs to change in my life so I don't have to experience this kind of reality. So yeah, I actually loved how he reiterates that actions have consequences, actions have consequences. Because like once beings get that, that ingrained into their mind, and they can actually start to, make choices, like better choices, and start to actually seek out someone who actually knows how to, do the right things, which is P. And he actually shows that like through his life where, like what he does, he always gets like a positive or a heavenly response, whether it be like from nature, like where the birds respond, or or the elements respond to him. Like that's a pleasant response, and that's like a continuous pleasant response as well. So yeah, I really I really think this is like an important Plog to repeat because, even though it's like it seems like a simple thing that, your actions have consequences, but it seems like it just doesn't, it doesn't speak to people, or I wouldn't know how to say, like it doesn't really register in people's heads that, if you do something then you're gonna have a reaction to it.